Go. So, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, and it is August 29th. It is bright and early here on the West Coast, 7 a.m., and we are going to get started on today's edition of Profit in Your PJs. I always look forward to this morning because for me, I get a chance to see all of you guys and also, give you guys some quick tips and trainings and reminders. And this morning, I want to start with really reminders, because I think more than anything, as you build your network marketing business, the art of promotion is one of the most important things that we do. And so before we do that, I want to start with something that is super, I think, important, which is gratitude. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. There we go. Ta-da. Profit in your PJs. Do you not love my new little logo here? I thought this was really fun. I had some help doing it, but maybe someday I'll become a graphic artist and get to do it all myself. Anyway, so gratitude. So I loved when I read this, and I love to start really every single morning. As you guys all know, I'm super intentional about how I wake up and what I do throughout the day. And I always get my morning started here before I even get out of bed. I'm in gratitude, and really gratitude is the precursor for success. So if we live in gratitude every single day for what we have and the little things around us, then we really can create what we want in the future. But this is so good to me. There is no prescription for finding moments of gratitude every day. There is simply the choice. It's the choice to be grateful, because we can live in the negativity, we can live in what somebody may or may not be doing, we can live in what we have or have not, we can live in all kinds of places, but I personally choose to live in gratitude. And the gratitude in this for me today is that one word, choice. I am grateful that I have choices that this business has provided me that I never ever would have had. And it's because I've made the choice minute by minute, day by day, to either grow or decline, right? We have choices all the time. We have a choice to either talk to 2 people a day or not. We have the choice to whiteboard in our business. We have the choice to, say, gosh, make excuses, right? There's a, I got to pick up the kids, so I couldn't pick up the bottle. Instead, we can find time and we can make choices every single day that create our life. And our choices, minute by minute, day by day, do that for us. So today, I'm eternally grateful, not only to be reminded by this little gratitude note that I have the choice to create my future, but also that this business has created a multitude of choices for me. I actually can get up and really do anything I want at the time that I have. I choose to do business that I want. And I love the ability to well. If you are just joining us, could you please mute your phones and hear a little background? Moving on, today we want to just quick announcements. These are super important, but what I'm finding as I'm talking to people throughout the team is there's a lot of people that do not know about this trip. And I think one of the most important things about promoting is promoting, number one, the epic call that's and listen to it. Their recording is absolutely amazing. It was Vanessa and Tony Canavero, and they gave great verbiage, and I really personally got a lot from that call as well. So we're on this epic team call. It's Sunday night, 6:30 Pacific time, and of course 9:30 on the East Coast, and in between you can figure the times out. But there's this trip to Hawaii, and if you don't know about it, guys, I'm going to go over it really quickly here. But the contest dates began July 23rd through October 21st. So we still have lots of time in this drawing, but it's a very simple contest to get in. For every two preferred customers, you get, excuse me, one entry into the drawing. For your first brand partner, one entry, second brand.
Anna, it's still really hard to hear you. Anna, it's very hard to hear you. A lot of people can't hear you.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me try my headphones. Thanks, Gary. I knew that voice.
Sure, just move a little closer. Maybe that might help too. Oh, there you go. Okay, thanks.
Usually you guys can hear me really well. Do you guys hear background noise? Or is it just that it's not loud enough? Hold on.
Yes, there's a lot of background noise. Tons of background noise.
Guys, if you're not muted, could you please go ahead and mute? I'll try muting everybody out again. There we go. Hopefully that'll help. Is that a little bit better, guys, with the mic?
Yes.
Okay, super. Okay, so the Hawaii trip. So the contest dates, you guys can see the flyer here, but every two preferred customers, one entry. First brand partner, one entry. Second, two entries. Third, three entries, and so on. It's 5 days in Hawaii, guys, and $1,000 airfare voucher. So this trip could be for two, it could be for more, you know, you'd pay for the airfare for more, but it's an amazing trip. And I think there are a lot of people who don't know about it. So really it's important that we get out there and remind people on our teams, especially the new people coming on, because they don't know about Epic, our team events, our team calls on Sunday nights. And that's really where a lot of the magic happens, including the team page, where so much is announced. So please, guys, just really key into that. It's super important. With that said, the Epic Bash is in Dallas, and it's February 23rd through the 25th. You're probably going to hear me talk about this every single week because we promote from event to event. And some of you know I was just at Eric Worre's 6- and 7-figure income earner summit. There was only 80 of us there. It was a very intimate, very intense training. It was 4 12-hour days. And I got so much out of this training, but one of the things that was resounding to me was that Eric Worre said was, you know, who in the room has one a year event, one corporate event per year? How many of you have 2 corporate events? And what he said was, if there's only one corporate event, then there must be imperative to have an event, a team event, in between, because to go 1 year without a big event is a lot. And for those of you that were at the last event that we had, the Epic Lifestyle event that we had in Dallas, it was off the chain. We get to train on stuff that you don't see on the big stage, and it was just an amazing weekend. So please put this on your calendar. There's plenty of time to earn enough money to go if money is an issue for you, but you definitely want to be there. This is an awesome event. Okay, also I want to announce to you guys too, Annie Schwartz had an incredible training yesterday. She also does a Zoom at 7 a.m. and her training yesterday was on Go Prospect, and she had Andrew Royal from the corporate office get on and train on Go Prospect. I got a lot out of that. A couple of you may have been on that Zoom yesterday, but go to YouTube, go to Annie Schwartz's YouTube channel. And this is what the little thumbnail looks like. It says Go Prospect. It's an amazing training. And you guys, this really is how this is the replacement, in my opinion, for Fort Knox in a box, because it is a complete system for keeping track of your prospects, right? And it is amazing. It's a tool that we have both available from your download from your phone and also from your back office. So jump on that Zoom or jump on that YouTube video. I know this is a lot of content, you guys, but it's super important. And the only way that you can stay focused on your business is to not only yourself go and take a look at these tools, but promote to your teams, let your teams know that these are available to them as well. So if you don't know what tools we have, you won't know how to use them. Also, I've had so many people ask me, can you please do a training on the colors? Better yet, a really tight call. So I recorded a call that you can go to. You can give the dial number out. You can actually give it to the world. No problem. You can promote this anywhere and everywhere. I did it so that people can just go and use that dial-in number with the PIN, but it's a really tight, it's less than 30 minutes, tips on identifying, who you are, embracing who you are as a person, but understanding who people are, what their personalities are like, how to invite them, how to close them, how to train them. If you're talking to a red personality type or a driver, a high achieving personality type, how to invite them, right? So I gave more tips and on this than I did from stage or probably anywhere else I've ever done it. But it's really power packed with a lot of great information. Someone can listen to it over and over and over and over again. If they want to, put the number in your phone, feel free to give it out. But I think this is one thing that's really moved the needle for me, understanding what personality types people are. So let's get into the training. And so today, I'm going to finish this call with, again, how to close the month, because that is really important. We're talking about how do we close the month? What are we looking to do? And I'm going to end the call with that because it's vitally important, but also important with only 2 days left or a couple days left in the month here. We've got, 2 days left in the month after today. So today, tomorrow, and Thursday. We want to make sure that we're focusing on closing the month strong. So that is our number one focus. But it's also vitally important to plan the month before the month begins. So this Zoom today, the 29th, is coinciding with really two things that are very important. Closing the month strong, which is the number one most important thing, but also planning the month before the month begins, because it's vitally important that we have a plan. And on the next Zoom, I'm going to just lightly touch on this again for anyone who hasn't planned the month and who's more focused on closing the month. But you have to have some kind of a goal for the month. What are you trying to do by the end of next month, right? So you can have all the goals you want, but if you don't plan for that, it's just a dream, right? Average people have wishes and hopes. Confident people have goals and plans. And I love this one. This was actually a fortune cookie. If hard work is your weapon, success will be your slave. And I love that. It's quite interesting wording, but it caught my attention and hopefully it catches yours too. But in setting the goal for the month, there is nothing that builds this business faster than events. Those events are absolutely 100% RRPs. They will continue to be one of the most vital and important things in your business. Because it's a way that you can get in front of people, not just one or two people, but a lot of people. And recently I've been focusing on sit-downs, a lot of sit-downs, because I find that one-on-one connection, and the sit-downs, guys, many of them are over Zoom. I was talking to one of the gals on my team yesterday, Donna. I know she's on the Zoom this morning. We were talking about a prospect that she has, and we were able to do a 3-way call with her, but the next step for her really is a sit down. Well, not everybody has time to do sit down to, just leave work and drive across town and have a lunch with somebody or plan a Saturday morning coffee. A lot of people aren't really wanting to do face-to-face, but we have huge, amazing tools for that. So continuing, what does your calendar look like, right? Planning the day before the day begins over the next couple days, but also what does it look like for the coming month? As I look over my September, I have just an amazingly busy already month, and we're not even in September yet, right? I have mapped out exactly, number one, I've mapped out all the events that happen every single month. So I've mapped out the corporate update call every Tuesday. I've mapped out every Sunday night, 6:30, the Epic team call, or the time when I listen to the replay, because sometimes 6:30 I can't, but at 9:30 at night for me on the West Coast, I can. So I actually put that in as a time scheduled event. So the activity that is really important to drive your business, this is activity that drives your business in the next couple of days, but it's activity that drives your business next month as well. What is on your calendar for the next 3 days? How many sit downs do you have booked with your personal prospects, with somebody maybe in your upline or crossline, or somebody that you can have there with an expert? So is it a first sit down where you're reconnecting with somebody, you're just catching up, and and getting to, know them and reconnect and find out what they've been doing all summer. Hey, the kids are going back to school. Let's get together. This is an incredible time right now, you guys. People have been busy. People have been distracted. People have been going on vacation. They've had kids at home. Kids are back in school. A lot of schools are open. A lot of schools started again this week. Some are starting after the Labor Day weekend. But this is time. This is the time to really, really run. And effective leaders have a goal, have a plan, are booking in the slots, the cracks and crevices around your busy life. What are you doing? What are you doing for the next few days? Who on your team is close to, the next rank, for example? And I'm going to go over this checklist with you guys in just a couple of minutes. But what is happening over the next couple of days? And I want you guys to stop for just a second. I want you to look at your calendar. If you don't have it in front of you, if you're driving, don't look at your calendar. but look, when you stop driving, what does your calendar look like for today? Did you plan the day before the day begins? What are you doing to effectively move your business? Did you make the best time or the best use of the time that you have? So what is it that you have planned out for today? Who was on your whiteboard? So this is the checklist for the end of the month. And I'm going to spend some time here because it's so vitally important. And you guys, the biggest thing that we have right now is, and I call them drivers. The company puts incredible drivers in place. We already have great drivers, right? Our drivers consist of who's in your 3-year free window. Who is there? Who is in that window right now? Are you looking at it to see who you have? Some of you are brand new. And so you maybe don't have any idea what I'm talking about in your first 30 days. And if you don't have somebody that's working with you, please reach up. I want to know if you need help. But I know there's several people on this Zoom this morning that are brand new. Welcome. Welcome to the Nerium business. Welcome to what we do every day, every once a week. And just know that you're in the right place. So all out massive action for Paradise is Calling. Every single person who joined this business at the end of July, all through August, and even joining right now and into September has an opportunity to get this trip, right? It's $12,000 in volume to get this trip. If somebody started brand new and in the month, if you're looking at how these numbers coincide, somebody that got started brand new actually could get the Lexus while qualifying for Paradise is Calling. So this trip to Puerto Vallarta is going to be amazing. And I did a Zoom a few weeks ago where I showed a lot of pictures from the last trip. So you guys, when you're working with somebody new, those of you that are leaders on the phone, I really highly suggest that you show them pictures from the last trip you were on. Pull up pictures, get them dreaming. Send somebody that you know that's on your team that's wanting to qualify for this trip. Send them, grab some pictures, text some pictures to them. Good morning, Puerto Vallarta is calling. Let's go. Or sorry, Cancun. I keep saying Puerto Vallarta. Cancun is calling. My mind is on Puerto Vallarta because we have some people that were still qualifying and we're still in the qualification for that trip for the next couple of days too. Which reminds me, that is not on this checklist. Who is still in that qualification period? Because it's ending. We've got another couple days here for anyone who's qualifying for that trip. If you're new today, you're probably going, wow, what's all this trip stuff? Hawaii, Puerto Vallarta, and Cancun. So if you like to travel, you are definitely in the right place. Okay, so who do you have that you've been working on personally? Many of us, when we started the Zoom that we had at the beginning of the month, I talked a lot about this. Who is on your Class A prospect list carried over from last month? Who is a Class A prospect in their 60 days that you've been working with them? They're actually interested, somewhat interested in the business, and they're looking at information. Those are Class A prospects. Also, who have you been working with that's got a bottle? What customers can you close? We have spend discounts that are going away in the next couple of days. It's vitally important to upgrade your customers. Make sure they know about it. They're not going to know about this through just emailing. Pick up the phone, call them. Who do you have? They spend discounts. And I'm spending a lot of time on this rather than training on the kind of nuts and bolts of the business, because we're in the last couple of days and these are so, so important. Who does not have an ADO? Please, please, if you don't know how to run these reports and you want help, reach out for this. I talk to people all the time who've been in the business for quite a while, and sometimes they don't know how to run the reports, or if you're going to run a report, which would be the one report to run, and how to look at it, and then how to drill down and see who needs help, who can get to the next rank, right? We have several people running for Lexus. I know, I've been looking over the reports. I'm working with a lot of you guys that have people on your team running for the Lexus. Who wants it, right? That's another one. You know, text somebody who's running for some of these things, text them a picture of the iPad and say, this is right in your reach, visualizing what they're running for, right? Text them a picture of their dream car, their Lexus, and say, this is right now, this is in your reach. You can do it, right? And so you guys, there's so many things here. 3 are free. Credits, actually, these are going away, as you know, for customers, but not for brand partners. And one of the things right now with our customers, I mentioned this on the last Zoom, but it's crazy amazing when I went through and I looked at the volume, I looked at the spend history of some of my customers who've got $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 of spend that they have been spending on products over the last year or longer, right? They've been really loyal customers. Well, why would these people not? They love the products, right? And who becomes the best brand partner? Someone who falls in love with the products, fall in love with the brand, fall in love with becoming a brand partner. You guys, really, because one of the most important things and vital things in our business is belief. So when somebody believes in the products, wow, they are sitting on a huge gold mine of a business, because when they believe in the products and they share the products with other people, they share both the enthusiasm and the belief. And when we effectively transfer our enthusiasm and our belief to another human being, they join our business, right? They join as a customer. So very, very important. And of course, you know, who might be in the placement suite. So we don't want to this is, you know, obviously a little bit higher level for somebody that's new, but we have people joining our business and we have an opportunity to move them and to help them by moving people, you know, onto their team. So this is a little bit more high level, but I want to, you know, throw this in there as a reminder to a lot of the leaders. And we can see that in our new starts, our new start tracker, right, in our new start report. So we can see really easily on the whole entire team who has people in their placement suite. So these are super important just pieces to close out the month. And I stole this from Annie Schwartz, and I loved it. It's a leader's call to action for next month. And vitally important for next month. And I know we're really closing out this month. I want us to stay focused in the next 72 hours on closing this month out, closing strong, but also really planning for next month. And, you know, as you begin to plan the next 3 days to close this month, how many sit downs do you have? And if you're new, how many people are on your list, right? I am personally remaking my list. I really work on that sort of on the side. It's my late night work because I'm working on my 10, the 10 people that I'm really focusing on, my Class A prospects, getting them to the next step, whether it be a sit down, whether it be a market party. And while I'm mentioning that word market party, guys, we need to promote our local market parties. I know some of you on the Zoom right now are thinking, gosh, I wish I had a local market party. And those of us that have a local market party, I think sometimes we forget to be grateful that we have that somebody creates a location, a venue, sets up the projector. We have speakers that come and speak. And all we need to do is come and be resold on the dream. Learn the information with the eye of a potential someday presenter and invite, right? With or without the guest. I'm going with or without the people. But learn to invite, because gosh, you know what? Learning to invite, the more you try, whether you try and fail, the more you try, the more people come. The more times you invite the same person, the more likely they are to come. And the more you get good at inviting, which creates what? The ability to teach others to invite. And if you don't do the do, you hear me talk about this all the time. So the calling to action is just this: remake that list. A lot of us have been in the business. I was listening to a Zoom that Dale did recently. Oh my gosh, we are talking to people, and I have been too, talking to people who've been in the business 2-3 years, and they can still come up with 200-300 people on their list. The average person, by the time they're 21 years old, has 200 people in their cell phone. And so that list, remaking that list, those of us that have been in the business a long time, I can still get 100 people on my list. I have not even talked to all my warm market yet. And so it's very big. You hear us talk about this all the time. Booking sit downs, not only in the last 3 days, not only for those last 3 days, but for next month as well, right? Inviting with the why. Sometimes we forget. I loved Tony and Vanessa, their epic call. Go listen to it. They had such a great inviting with the why. And I loved it. Listen, I'm in a contest. I'm trying to help my team. And it's not, sometimes people don't want to invite with the what's in it for me, right? Oh, by the way, I want to make money off you. Come buy some eye serum. Let me try this on you so I can get you to order so you can spend money. And sometimes we don't feel comfortable asking somebody to do something because of our own personal gain. And I loved what they had to say about the inviting. Hey, listen, I'm in a contest. My team is trying to earn a trip to Cancun. I'm so excited. I really want to help my team. Could I try some eye serum on you? And would you watch this 3-minute video for me? It would really help my team to earn this trip to Cancun. So when you're helping someone else, sometimes it feels better in the invite. So that's my kind of scripting for you guys today. So book your calendars full for next month. Book your calendars full for next month. And really the topic is for this entire Zoom today has been about being intentional, right? Have a goal. How many for next month? This month I actually been working with a lot of people one-on-one, and one of the first things I say, what's your trip goal? What's your trip volume goal for this month? So that should be personally, and that should be the verbiage that we're talking about with our team. How much volume do you want to get this month? And I know some people had a great goal of 1,000. Let's say it's 1,000. Where are you right now? Talked to a gal a couple days ago. She was at 800 and the goal was 1,000. I'm like, how are you going to get it? Do you have it mapped out? And she said, yes. I said, tell me how you're going to do that. She said, I've got 5 bottles out. I'm going to be able to get the trip volume. She was only about 150 away. It was great, right? So she could do that through customers. I've talked to people who trip volume was 2,000. So what is your trip volume? That really needs to be what we're focusing on now, right? Because that's going to help not only us, because as leaders, we need to be doing that. If you're on the Zoom, you are a leader, right? And so we have all kinds of things going on right now. 3 really trips on the books. And after the next 3 days, we're only going to have 2 trips on the books that we're running for. So make sure that you are paying attention not only to your own personal activity, but the activity of the people that are on your team so that we can help them as well. And so when we talk about time, I'll leave you with this thought. When we talk about time and we're figuring out what time that we have to work this business, clock in. Take that time seriously, okay? You only have so much time in your life, and you can never get back the time that you used up 30 seconds ago, 2 seconds ago, when I said the word time, it's gone. That time is gone. So clock in for your Nerium business. And when you're setting your goals and when you're mapping out a plan for the month, clock in. A lot of people work full time. Some of you are on your way to work right now. Some of you have a lot of disposable time. You have too much time. And so you're squandering the time away doing activity that's not necessarily a activity. So clock in. So if you have, let's say, 2 hours a day or an hour a day, say 2 hours a day to work your Nerium business, whether you're working this from home and you actually clock in for those hours, or you're trying to get this into your lunch hour and maybe some time after work, and so on and so forth. If you have, say, 2 hours to work your Nerium business, the rule of thumb is this. If you have a team that is using every single minute of those 2 hours, they're booking you for sit-downs, and I mean Zoom sit-downs or in-person sit-downs. They're booking you for RRPs, and you're so busy doing RRPs that you are just maxed out. You're doing game plans because there's so many new starts on your team that you're getting people started. If they're calling you for three-way calls and they're using that time for three-way calls, if that time that you have is meeting somebody at the market party because you've got some guests coming and that's the time that you're spending that day, if every single minute of those 2 hours is booked because your team needs you, then that's exactly where you should be spending your time. But if every minute of those 2 hours is vacant, every single minute should be spent personally prospecting. Okay, so I work with people all the time on mapping out time, how to be most effective with time. And that's really where you want to spend your time. And so in the next 3 days, ask yourself, where am I spending my time? What am I doing to effectively close this month? And whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And if you think I've watched people just go get into massive action and get into the next rank, even though they thought they couldn't, because you can. I remember way back when, last story, Jane Ferreras, she was way early on, this is, 5 years ago now, she was running for her Lexus, and our business closes at 10 o'clock on the West Coast because we're on West Coast time, and it was 9:30, and I remember calling her, and she sounded really groggy, and I said, "What are you doing?" She goes, I was just taking off my makeup. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm like, what? Get up. We are not done yet. We have 30 minutes. She goes, but it just seems so far away. I go, we are going to make this. Get up. Get up. We are not done. We have 30 minutes and we're going to make use of every single minute of that time. And in those 30 minutes, guess what? We got her Lexus. So I just use that story all the time, and many, many, many stories over the last 5 years. We're never done until that last minute of the month, because every single thing that you do compounds into next month. Don't sit back and wait. Today is your day. So I want to end this like I always do. Today is your day to show up and be fabulous in all that you do, because you only have one chance at this beautiful, wonderful, fabulous life that you have. So in all that you do, show up, be fabulous. Let's close the month strong. Reach out if you guys need anything, and make this a great day. Use the best of your time, because the time that you have today and the minutes and the seconds that this Zoom just happened is all gone. And all we have is what's happening now. So with that, guys, make it a great day. See you next week.
Bye, Anna.
Thank you, Anna.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you so
Thanks, Anna.
much, Anna.
Bye,
It was
everybody.
awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anna.
Thank you, Anna.
Bye, guys.
Thank you very much, Anna.
You bet.
Thank you, Anna. Bye.
Thank you, Anna.